last time with Benoit, I had some stuff prepared to make it look like an organized event. This time around I've made many starts. As you can see, I have no notes on me because every time I started I was stuck because I just didn't want to do it. I don't want him to go. So, no, that's enough there. So Julian has decided to place the green grass on the other side of the fence. Soon he will find out why that grass is so nice and green. Fertilizer is fairly good. What to say about Julian? I think most of you know that at university was called Spanner. That's about it. Yeah. Sums it up. Spanner in more ways than one. Spanner from a perspective of somebody that's very handy, somebody that can fix things. But as we've discovered over the last couple of years, Julian, that goes further than just fixing things mechanically or electrically, as the case may be. What we really appreciated from Julian over the last couple of years is his ability to jump in and help other people, help on projects, help on vendors, help on the alliance. For example, a good example of something that the Spanner came in and pulled it together and made it what it is today. So we will certainly miss not only your sunny disposition, but also your ability to jump in and help. So, Julian, you're a far better speaker than I am, so I'm going to wrap it up by the usual way, and I'll give you the floor and you can back
thank you.
for the next half an hour.
Yeah, great.
Actually, we only got 12 minutes to keep it short.
Alright, a lot of you may not know this, but Julian has an almost unnatural interest in things natural. We believe he has a bat suit at home in the cupboard.
Obviously, Garratt asked me.
We know that he has a bat detector. Apparently there is such a thing, it's real, it exists on the show. Some device that you walk around with and tells you if there are bats in the area. So Julian, the first thing that we have here is that in the unlikely event that you actually have one of these things in your hand, you may wish to store it somewhere.
Have I got to open this by any chance? I didn't think I'd be able to get away with it in privacy of my own. Very sadly, not only does it show that there are bats around, it also tells you what sort of bats they are.
You believe that?
It does. Right, it's fragile. And heavy. Can I open this in public? Is it? Respect from the name on the packages, but you'll find that this is a bat house for attractive witnesses. I can't tell you a lot about it. You want concrete to keep the temperature and lightning in pipistrelles or nodules that move into it. But thank you very much. And, we'll be going up to attract the
It's okay, you'll get a lesson afterwards. Okay, so Julian, once again we wish you the best of luck in your new job.
Thank you.
We know that you'll make a success out of it. We know your ability. So from all your friends and colleagues, it's the help.
Thank you.
All the best for the future.
Thanks very much. Thank you all very much. As you, I'm not normally one who's lost for words, and you'll be pleased to know I'm not now. sorry, with so many of you to thank and so many people to say goodbye to and thank. I've made a decision to leave, and ironically, this is a fantastic time for me to leave Ariba, because what I do is sell things and develop things, and never has been Ariba as a whole, Ariba T&D and Ariba FPL in the UK been in such a good state, and in fact it's in such a good state that it doesn't really need me, and so I'm going to go off and help some other struggling businesses, and the time to get really afraid about your future is if they ever have to come back. That means we need to flog some more stuff. So nobody should take from this anything that I'm leaving because there's a problem or whatever, and I have to thank Hans and all our colleagues in France that did, for those of you that question why I'm going, they did absolutely everything they could to get me to stay. Hans and Louis Blacker and the guys in Paris moved heaven and earth to make me an offer to get me to stay, but I decided from a career point of view that I wanted to go, but they certainly took it very seriously and didn't let me go, and nobody should ever criticise them for not trying hard enough to keep me. I won't bore you too long. I'm not going to tell you any jokes, well, except for the one about what you call a monkey in a minefield. You know, a baboon. I won't do any more. Thankfully, I won't do any more. I came in 2004, so I've done just over 4 years here. I came from Alton Transport to work on West Coast Main Line, to help wind that project up and make sure we finalised it, closed it out. And thankfully, in the last couple of weeks, we've just about done the final account on that. So after 4 years, I've finally done what Adam Middleton employed me to do. Then we went on to bid the West Coast Main Line 3, which, as you know, we didn't win, but actually was never awarded to anybody anyway. So in the end, it was all a bit of a wasted effort. But I was just looking at it as I was clearing the cupboard out, and I noticed, I looked at the bottom line price, and clearly the bottom line price was 30% higher than what Siemens had bid, but no matter. It was about 55 million quid. And that was probably the biggest bid as SPO that we've ever done, and we set a special team to do it, and threw resources into all sorts of places and did it. And then I looked at the PMIs we got through just before Christmas for 82 million pounds worth of work come through, and it just came through as a scanned letter from National Grid. And it's fantastic how we've moved on since that. So after I worked on the West Coast Main Line bid, I then had the opportunity to work out in Israel for a bit and work with ART and the Technology Centre with these guys. And in that 4 years, I just seemed to pack so much in and had so many opportunities. And I think it's great. I'm very grateful to Ariba for giving me those opportunities. At the end of the day, if I have contributed more to the business than I've cost it, then I think it's been worthwhile if I move on. I think if I've given more than I've taken from the business, then it's all been worthwhile. But as a person, if I've learnt more than I've forgotten, I think it's worthwhile. And if I've made more friends than I have enemies, then it's all been worthwhile. And those of you there last night, apologies. But looking around the room, I've clearly made more friends than I have enemies. I clearly haven't invited any of my enemies along, so it's not surprising that's how we are. But all I can say is thank you very much for everything. You're all welcome to join me for a drink in the club about 1 o'clock, because you've got 3/4 an hour of work left to do yet. And thank you all for your wishes, your gifts. And I just have 3 really big thank yous to give. The first thank you, which for those of you that were here maybe 4 or 5 years ago, is to Hans. Because we're in a very different place now to where we were a few years ago, without an order book, chasing difficult contracts, chasing any contract, but the order book was poor, morale was poor, the systems were not as they are now, and I think as SPL we all need to thank Hans and the team that Hans put together to turn what was at best a sick business round into what is clearly one of the most successful businesses in Ariba T&D. So that's my first thank you, Hans.